Thank you for joining us here live after the game. I'm Marie Mortera. It was a super sports Sunday for Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Aces and the Raiders kicking off new journeys, a high-stakes final series here at home, and a season opener on the road. Our sports team covering all of it from all angles. Here's Brian Salmon and Jesse Merrick.
It's now time for the News 3 Sports Desk, sponsored by the Station Casinos STN Sports app.
Oh, yeah, folks. It was a day that we all have been waiting for. The game number one for the Raiders here in Southern California, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. It was our first opportunity to see Josh McDaniels in his first game, Davante Adams along with Derek Carr, and that offense that has been so highly touted in the preseason without even having a snap together. They took on Justin Herbert and the Chargers, a team that they're going to have a tough time with in the AFC West. All right, getting to the game, you know it's the second home of the Silver and Black here in SoCal. There are more Raider fans here inside of SoFi than Charger fans. First play of the season. First play of the game for the Raiders. Carr would find Davante Adams for an 11-yard pickup. In fact, Carr hit 1-7 three times on the first drive of the game, and that led to a Daniel Carlson field goal that would tie things up at 3. From there, folks, it was Justin Herbert and the Chargers outscoring the Raiders 14-0 in the second quarter. Both of the LA touchdowns were off that rocket arm from Herbert. He was really good in this game. 279, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And the Chargers had themselves a 17-3 lead at the half. In the second half, the Raiders would start with the rock, and they would go 5 plays, 75 yards, with a major chunk of that coming from Davante Adams. 41 yards from DC, a completion that saw Tay run one of the best routes that you'll ever see, really just spinning around that DB. The drive would finish with Carr throwing to Brandon Bolden 18 yards, 17-10. The Silver and Black were down, but they're back in business. Fourth quarter, the Raiders continued to try to make this furious comeback. Carr would find Davante Adams for his first touchdown in the Silver and Black, 3 yards. Adams with a beautiful catch. He had a fantastic game. 10 catches, 141 yards, and that touchdown. The Raiders would go for a 2-point conversion that would be no good, so Vegas down 24-19 late in the fourth quarter. And they would stay in contention in this game because of their defense. Nate Hobbs in his second season, he was really good in this game. On third down, forcing the Chargers to punt with a beautiful defensive play. The Raiders would actually get the ball back with 3:30 remaining and an opportunity to win this game. But, folks, there's always a but. The drive would stall really before it even got going. Former Raider Khalil Mack, who was all in Derek Carr's pocket the entire game, would get his third sack of the game on fourth down, and that would end things. The Chargers win this thing 24-19. Carr really didn't have the best game of his life. 295, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, but it was still fun to get out there and work with Davante Adams moving forward.
But it's exciting to get out there and play with him and have him in the mix of, Hunter and Darren and Mac and all in the backs and all those guys.
So it was a big day for a Vegas professional sports team, particularly Mark Davis as his Raiders. They lose their season opener. Let's find out how the Las Vegas Aces did in the first game of the WNBA Finals versus the Connecticut Sun. For more on that, got to toss it to Jesse. What you got?
Yeah, Brian, this is a day that we've all been waiting for quite some time here in Vegas. The Aces locking up the top seed throughout the year and rewriting the record books on their way to their second finals appearance in the last 3 years. But that last one was out in the bubble, so you know that they were ready for this one and could not wait to get their shot to host the finals game. And the house was lit from start to finish. A record crowd of 10,135 in attendance, and the Aces kept them on their feet right out of the gates, going on a 12-5 run to start the game. But the second quarter was another story. The Aces scored just 9 points, and Connecticut took full advantage, taking a 4-point lead into the half. And as you can imagine, Becky was lit at the half. The ladies responded in the second after taking the lead. Asia showing why she is the Defensive Player of the Year and the MVP. The block on one end and the bucket on the other to get the house back on their feet, and it is 59-55 Aces, but with under 40 to play, Aces still up 5. Gray with the dish. Plum can't handle it, and Connecticut takes it the other way to cut the lead to 3 with just 34 seconds to play, so things are getting interesting. Final possession here. Sun looking for a bucket to tie it and send us to OT, but the Aces were not having it. The defense slammed the door shut, and Vegas takes a 1-0 lead in this series with a 67-64 win and a knockdown drag-out Game 1.
They went very big, and we just kind of sat in that zone and just mucked it up. And I thought just bringing a lot of bodies and congestion But I thought she got some deep touches. I thought our pick and roll defense was problematic on the backside, not initially, where, you know, and we'll go through some stuff, but schematically we handled the pick and roll better, which helped us in the paint second half.
I think we were working our way from the paint and out. A lot of times they were getting the ball in the paint. They were getting second chance points. Jackie mentioned it, like the guards got to come in and get some rebounds. There were a couple key rebounds where Kelsey came up and got some rebounds. Jackie followed it by the elbow, got some long rebounds that they were getting in the first half. And so we were able to get stops and rebounds. And that's always key. They feed off of that. That's their energy booster when we're turning over the ball and when they're offensive rebounding. So we clamped down there and made them take outside shots and not get too much into a flow.
So the Aces not completely happy with how they played, but at the end of the day, all you got to do is get the dub, and they did just that. Game 2 right back here at the house on Tuesday night. For now, though, let's get it back to you.